listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 216 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're also on Beyond Pod, Stitcher, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
You can follow the podcast on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow Daniel at WNS_Daniel. Hey, don't step all over my
I just did.
You can follow Tyler at Tyler_Aber.
So there you go. So welcome to the show. Got quite a bit to talk about this week. We're going to dive into your feedback, talk about Raw, Total Divas, Lucha Underground, maybe, perhaps. Maybe. We'll see. Q&A, all that good stuff. So how you guys doing?
Sleepy.
Yeah? A little tired?
Yeah.
Doug, how about you?
Hey, fuck off. No, I'm kidding. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Yeah?
I'm sleepy, but I'm awake.
Yeah. You're here.
It's all those damn cookies I just ate.
I'm
crashing.
That's not good. Guess you got to eat more cookies.
Or drink more energy drinks.
There you go. So welcome to the show. Let's dive on into some feedback. First and only bit of feedback we have this week is from Carl with a K.
Hey, Carl.
Saying, thanks, guys. I did not expect to hear you guys talk about my little comment. And Tex Lone Star made me laugh. And yes, I have been compared to a llama before. P.S. Thanks for spelling my name right. So there you go. So
no problem, man.
Thanks for listening, Carl.
No problem, Carl. C-A-R-L.
Yeah. No.
Well,
It's K-A-R-O.
Tonight.
C-A-R-L, right?
Carl, yeah. So welcome to the show as we're on the road to WrestleMania, getting 1 week closer to that big event. I don't know, it doesn't have that big field like last year did, for me at least.
Well,
How about you?
also, it's just because we were there, too.
Well, yeah,
Hey, that's a factor.
that is a contributing factor, yes. But like even then, it was like, oh man, the car is shaping out to be pretty awesome, and I don't know. This one, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling that energy, that electricity, that buzz.
It was sucked out of you because you were hoping for Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar.
That's quite possible. That could be it. So I don't know.
I know it sounds weird, but I'm gonna tell you the one I'm looking forward to that's like just popped in my head is just it's Triple H versus Sting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like even that, I'm not too excited about. I'm just like, okay,
You haven't seen too much of Sting.
We'll put a number on it. 1 to 10. How excited are you?
3.
3?
Yeah. Like I feel like I'm gonna be watching an episode of Raw. Like, oh, okay, well it's WrestleMania time. I mean, I'm sure maybe like as the time gets closer and we do our tradition, or we all get together and make our bets and stuff like that. Maybe
it's Return of Bets.
Yeah, return of the party and all that, a WrestleMania party.
That's Tyler's bachelor weekend too.
Oh yeah.
Forewarning, we're probably not going to cover anything but WrestleMania coming back from that week, because like that we'll be gone all weekend, and so we probably won't have time to see shit except for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we're covering that week, pretty much.
Yeah.
Boom.
So
The
good
radio
stuff.
show will probably just be copy and paste. We'll talk about Mania for both of it.
Yeah, we'll just take long breaths when it's time to segment it. So, yeah.
What about you, Aber? Give me a number.
It's either 5 or 6 for me because I still get the, hey, WrestleMania is coming up, but at the same time I'm kind of like Daniel, but I don't know. I think I'm more the Triple H and Sting thing because I'm all about matches that hasn't happened before. Or I mean, I know Bray Wyatt, Undertaker hasn't happened before, but like I know he's like they're older, but it's like a guy from WCW back in the day. Oh, I mean, he's now making his WWE like debut, but versus Triple H. But I don't know. I feel excited about that one.
I mean, I agree. There's nothing on this card that's announced so far that really interests me, but I feel like maybe Daniel, you might be underselling it. I'm more in line with Tyler right now. I'd give it about a 5.
Yeah.
Of an anticipation right now, but I don't know.
Like at the moment, I feel like I'm preparing to watch Raw. Like it's probably going to start with a long promo.
But less segments, huh? Well, that one long promo.
It's going to start with a long promo. They're going to have a match.
The Rock is back. He's going
to backstage segment. You know, I feel like it's just going to be Raw in a larger stadium at the moment.
Well, I mean, I could understand that being your what you're anticipating, just because of the way they've been booking these special live events, quote unquote, your pay-per-views now. I get that. I do think they're going to go, despite the fact that I'm not looking forward to any one match that they've announced. Despite all that, I still feel like Mania delivers on some level. I mean, it is the spectacle. It is the,
entertainment.
Yeah, the pageantry, all that. I feel at least on that level it delivers, and it's hard for me to get under like a 5 for this type of stuff. But
I guess just like the way that the last few pay-per-views have gone, like we haven't seen too many like outstanding matches. And that's what I want from WrestleMania this year. Like I want to be like blown away, and I don't think we're going to get that. I feel like Triple H versus Sting is actually probably going to be kind of a disappointment. I think Rusev will shine quite well against Cena. Other than that, I mean, I can't really get behind it.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
I mean, even that, I'm like, all right.
See, I mean, I think that we all sort of talk about matchups and quality of match that we expect, but if you really think about it, WrestleMania is really always geared more towards the spectacle and the pageantry than the matchups. But I mean, I guess that doesn't stop you from. They usually at least have something on paper that looks appealing to me that's going to go and deliver in ring.
It's supposed to be like the end of the journey, and they're certainly telling stories to get to that point. But I don't know. I'm just becoming less and less interested, especially when 3 of the main contenders in some of the matches aren't even on the roster. Like they're nowhere to be found. Undertaker's not being on TV until Mania. Sting's probably only going to be seen once or twice until Mania, and Brock Lesnar. I mean,
that is weird.
Yeah, you've got Bray Wyatt carrying the load. You've got Triple H carrying the load, and now you have Roman Reigns talking to Paul Heyman to carry the load.
I see where you're coming from. I give Brock Lesnar a pass because he delivers when he's there. So I see your points. I accept that as valid criticism of Brock Lesnar, but I might also argue that Brock only being around ever so often makes him feel more special, and he's probably benefited from skating past shitty booking by not being there every week. So I give Brock a pass. I understand what you're saying about the other guys, but Undertaker's never there really. I mean, yeah, in the building up weeks, but he's not doing much anyway. So.
Yeah, but I mean, if they really are going to keep him off until WrestleMania, it's not going to have that big feel. Whenever that match comes, he just shows up. They're like, oh, well, what do you know? There's the Undertaker.
Well, they'll probably have him there the Monday before.
I don't know.
I call it the Monday before Mania.
I mean, I feel like they should at least do a vignette or a video of him answering the challenge at least. I think if they're holding their breath that the fans quote unquote wondering if Undertaker's going to show up and accept the challenge, I think like that's what you're holding your breath on selling this match. I think you're really asking a lot from the fans.
I'm just not that excited about it at the moment. Maybe I'm just being negative, but just not getting into it. But let's dive on into Raw. We kick things off with Seth Rollins coming in, talking about Jon Stewart. Over the past couple weeks, he's been going back and forth, even showing up on The Daily Show, saying, he's going to be here tonight once he arrives. And then Roman Reigns comes out, tries to cut him off, punches him in the face. What do you think about this opening segment?
Man, it was fine for what it was. I mean, I thought that Rollins was fine in his role. I thought Reigns was shaky as usual on the mic. He stumbled. He came down and he was sort of like, "Oh, I just came down to hear them chant "You suck" at you, in person. And he sort of struggled just saying that.
I have no reason coming out here, but
yeah, I mean, I don't give it. I don't know, man.
I left backstage, went up to the upper deck, told the people, "Hey, play my music so I can walk down here just to tell you, hey, you suck."
Hey, man.
Hey.
You don't know that. He just walked out.
He was just there, and they happened to play his music.
I wonder if he still likes walking through the crowd.
I'm sure he does. So yeah, I mean that sets up the first matchup. Dean Ambrose going up against Bad News Barrett. R-Truth on commentary. They made mention of R-Truth stealing the Intercontinental title during SmackDown.
I know it sounds goofy, but I like this.
Yeah.
I like them taking the titles. It kind of reminds me. It's not the same thing, but it kind of reminds me of the hardcore title, sort of like if
where it just changes hands so frequently.
like that. And it's not the same, but
Right.
at the same time, it's like
You're having multiple people focused on the title.
It cracked me up. He's like, "Oh man, the title changed twice and whatever," and I was like, "That cracked me up." So I did like that.
Yeah, I mean they're setting up for the match at WrestleMania, obviously. So it's good to have people at least interested in the title now. So they're all sort of centered around. You've got Ambrose, Barrett, Truth, Harper, Ziggler, and Bryan.
One thing I haven't mentioned yet, but I watched like half of Raw with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll chime in and tell you some of the things he said. Like
Papa Bear.
he cracks me up. He's like, why are they like people stealing the title? Man, they're gonna get in trouble for that. It's like, yeah, they are, Dad.
Yep, they sure are. But this time it was Luke Harper who ends up taking the title after R-Truth had taken it.
Here you go. You want it?
Yeah, he's like, oh,
why you
yeah.
giving it to him? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, but Dean Ambrose, I mean, the focus was more on the title being stolen than the match itself. But Dean Ambrose ends up taking the victory. Anything to really take away from the matchup?
No, not really. I'm not into this angle. I don't know. I think it's dumb. I mean, Tyler mentioned the hardcore. So the thing about the hardcore title was that you could win it at any point. These guys are just walking up.
Yeah,
and
well,
taking it.
I said it was different.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm not like correcting you. I'm just saying like the reason why I don't like it is these dudes are just walking up and being like, "Oh yeah, I'll take this belt," for no reason at all, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Truth has a win over the champ. Ambrose has a win over the champ. I don't know why Luke Harper just walked up and took the belt. I have no reason why.
Because he's a former Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, Ziggler.
Yeah, but so why don't he just say, "I'll just kill this dude and take it"? Like, I'll just beat this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why Truth went through the trouble of stealing it if he's just gonna give it up. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. And he does his little sneaky shh, takes it, whatever. So yeah. So after that, we get to see everyone backstage for the debut of Miz's new commercial, which he promptly pushed Damien Mizdow out of the way in order to film. And it turns out to be a male enhancement ad called Niagara, and he seemed quite upset about that. But Mizdow was like, I tried to tell you, but you pushed me out of the way. So I don't know. What did you guys think about this segment?
I thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
I don't. It's just bad WWE comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I don't get why if Mizdow is now a hot commodity and he's wanted for commercials, why is he afraid of being fired by the Miz? Why don't he just go and do the commercials?
Right.
Tell Miz to fuck off.
It doesn't make sense. Because didn't he say something a while back? It was like along the lines, "I could fire you. That means you wouldn't have a job here," or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. I mean,
Yeah,
you do have a job here. He can fire you. You just go back to being a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
If
Just go back to being Damien Sandow.
Your own self.
If we're to believe that Mizdow is such a hot commodity that he's being offered things instead of the Miz, then why doesn't he just tell the Miz to fuck off?
Yeah. You could just do that. And then they had, the stare down between Mizdow and Miz. And they need to tell Miz not to whisper whenever he's trying to deliver a promo. Like, I know he's trying to be serious and, you need to step off right now. But the mic doesn't pick up on him. He's talking so softly, no one can hear what he's saying. So, I don't know. It was stupid. But after that, we got a Bray Wyatt promo saying at WrestleMania, you're going to burn. Obviously talking to The Undertaker. and he brought a coffin out, set it on fire, and that was pretty much the gist.
They have to have every week something where he's calling out the Undertaker until Undertaker arrives. So
yep, which might not happen until Mania. So
I'm saying I'm calling it the Monday before Mania. I'm calling it.
We'll see. So yeah, anything to really take away from it, Doug? Nah,
man.
Nah, man. So
I like fire.
Yeah. So after that, we got to see a.
You like fire?
I like fire.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like fire?
9.
A lot more than you're anticipating WrestleMania.
Yeah, yes.
What do you like to do with fire?
Burn shit, melt shit. Just burn things.
Stare into the soul of the fire.
This is a personality trait that I did not know that you had.
Yeah,
He likes burning things. He's a pyromaniac.
It's weird, Aber. That's fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie.
I keep it on the inside. I don't
down
try
low.
to. Yeah, I keep it on the DL.
So after that, we got a 6-person mixed tag match between the Usos and Naomi going up against Tyson, Cesaro, and Natalya. Really short matchup. Natalya was favoring her leg, which I guess she injured. She injured last week on Raw, and it cost them the matchup as Tyson tagged Natalya in, and Naomi won with the dreaded roll-up of death.
Really nothing to take from it. It's just that
Yeah.
she lost, and then what was it? Cesaro was saying something to her, and then no. Kid was no. What was it? Kid was saying something. Cesaro
Natalya
said
was
something,
mad
and
at-
then
Natalya was
Cesaro
mad
got
at Tyson.
behind Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because Natalya was upset.
and then they hugged it out.
They
Right,
hugged it. Yeah, they hugged it out. Natalya was upset after
awkward
that.
hug.
Very awkward. So, I mean, they're obviously stretching this until WrestleMania, or at least it would appear. But I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. So after that, we got to see John Cena. This Raw was very, very promo heavy. Not a lot of matches. I think there were 6 matches in the 3 hours of Raw. The rest was all filler. But I mean, it was pertaining to storyline, I guess, for the most part. You know, John Cena comes out talking about how he wants to be at WrestleMania, but he doesn't have an opponent, so he'll just throw himself into the the Andre the Giant 30-man Battle Royal. Have they announced that it's 30-man? Or they're just saying the Battle Royal?
I don't know if they put a number on it.
Yeah. They'll probably just have a random number.
Didn't he try to do this last year when he didn't have a match too?
I think so. Yeah. So, deja vu. But Stephanie comes out.
Cena really wants to be in this fucking match.
He does. He wants to win it. I saw one comment that made me chuckle. It was, they're not going to have the fans don't want him to be in the Battle Royal because they don't want him to bury 29 guys in one night. So whatever. I chuckled. Shut up. I thought it was funny. Whatever. So Stephanie McMahon comes out, cuts a promo on him saying, the WWE doesn't need John Cena. John Cena needs the WWE. Talking about Andre the Giant, talking about, all the greats who tried to leave and thought that the WWE would sink without them. But I don't know. I thought it was great work by Stephanie, but what did you guys think?
I don't think it made any fucking sense why she was saying it.
Yeah. I think it was just a way to get the crowd. The crowd was hot.
But why are they trying to Russo also a heel. Too many. Rusev with a V, Evie. He's your heel. Why are you trying to rally your crowd against John Cena?
I don't know.
Well, also the bad part is, they need to realize that anything they do or say against John Cena, people are going to cheer.
I mean, this is why it doesn't make any fucking sense, is because she said, fuck you because you couldn't get the job done against Rusev. We're going to have to find someone else who can take that away for Rusev. And why are you burying Cena if you actively wanted him to beat Rusev? And Rusev's just the guy who was on your fucking team at Survivor Series when you needed somebody.
Continuity.
So none of that shit makes any fucking sense.
Well, she was iffy about that, remember? Stephanie was iffy.
The whole scratch your back kind of thing.
But still, even that was stupid. I don't know.
What's so funny is, going back to my dad on this one, he was like, he heard everyone booing for Cena. He's like, wow. He goes, Cena needs to leave this company. He goes, people don't like him. I wouldn't take that stuff. I would leave. He kept on saying, he needs to leave. He needs to leave. He's like, he's not getting appreciated. He's not. It was so funny. I was just going along with my dad. I was like, yeah, you're right, Dad.
You're right. He doesn't.
Where does he think he should go? Did you ask him?
Nah, I mean he knows of other companies, but he's not really familiar with them. But he was just saying he needs to leave, and all he's like, I wouldn't put up with this crap.
Boo me. I'll show you. I'm going home.
Yeah, I like that.
So, yeah. So during the midst of that, we got Curtis Axel coming out, and the crowd was definitely hot for that.
I'm not really into that Curtis Axelmania.
Axelmania. Axelmania. Axelmania. Axelmania. Not into it?
Not really.
Oh. How about you, Doug?
No.
No? Okay. Well, the crowd certainly was into
I don't
it.
start booing someone who sucks just because I'm tired of John Cena being on top. I'm not that fucking stupid. I'm not like, yes, give me this really shitty guy over no, give me the really shitty guy over the guy who's actually legitimately good, but we're just tired of seeing. I'm not stupid.
So that leads into John Cena versus Curtis Axel. Very short matchup. I think it was
he gave him a chance to leave.
Yeah, he gave him a chance to leave.
Get out of the ring.
But then he delivered, I think it was 2 clotheslines, attitude adjustment, and the STF for the win. And
STF.
Yeah. And Rusev comes out and says, you want a chance at me? And the crowd's chanting USA, and he's like, I don't care what you chant. I'm not going to give him a match. The answer is no. So they're still drawing out this, will John Cena have a match at WrestleMania? What's going to happen? So, I don't know. What do you guys think about this whole thing?
I mean, I think it's going to come down to he's eventually going to give him the match somehow.
Yeah. He's going to put Lana in the STF and be like, you're giving me that match. No? What do you think?
I felt like I did my part in this segment by inciting all the listeners by telling them that John Cena's good and Curtis Axel sucks.
So
don't write in. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear about it.
So after that, we got to see Triple H come out, cut a promo talking about Sting, asking Booker T to come up into the ring, talking, about control. Booker T doesn't think Triple H can control him. He wasn't able to control him in WCW and all that. Ric Flair couldn't do it. Eric Bischoff couldn't do it. And so Triple H says, well, thanks for...
You can't control Sting.
Yeah, so thanks for the input, and you're fired. So.
Oh, my God. That was so hilarious. Not that part itself, but my dad.
This guy.
Just because he was like, oh, man, I can't believe that just happened. He goes, what an asshole. I was like, yeah, I know, Dad. I was like...
Triple H isn't.
He was like, can't believe he fired Booker T. He's like... And there was another time whenever he's just, oh, I'm just messing with him. He's like, I wouldn't put up with that shit. And I was like, yeah, should he leave too?
I feel like your dad wouldn't last very long in the WWE.
My dad's hilarious when it comes to watching.
If they boo him, he's gonna leave. If they fake fire him, he's gonna leave.
It's just everything's funny. If it's a little guy versus a big guy, oh, that little guy's gonna get his ass whipped.
So, but yeah, Triple H was like, hey, just kidding. It's all about control, and I'm gonna be the one to control Sting, and blah, 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 make me look believable and that I can actually beat this guy at WrestleMania. We all know I'm not. So.
Go kick Sting's ass.
Yeah, that.
Real classy way to put over Booker's special later in the night.
Yep. Hey, I know I just fired you, but
act.
make sure to tune in to the WWE Network for the next segment of the 24 series. Did you guys happen to check out that documentary?
I didn't catch it.
I did not.
I did. I enjoyed it. It was just 30 minutes long, so if you have the network, go and check it out. Good stuff.
Is it on demand yet?
Yes. Yeah, you can go in and check it out. So next matchup, we got to see Paige going up against Nikki Bella, a rematch for the Divas Championship. I saw one person say that this matchup lasted about 8 minutes, which is longer than a normal Divas match tends to last. However, like 4 minutes of it was spent at commercial, so we didn't get to see any of it. But the match ends in a disqualification. What do you expect? After Brie Bella interferes, the beatdown on Paige begins or is about to begin, and AJ comes to make the save.
AJ returned.
She delivers a vicious clothesline to Brie, which got a little blood trickling from her nose, and made the save. So anything to take away from the match and AJ's return?
I mean, this is all set up for the tag match at Mania. I mean, like, give Divas a chance. just means give them a platform to try to tell a story. It doesn't mean that these ladies are going to start getting decisive finishes, because nobody else in the fucking show is getting decisive finishes anyway. So I don't, I don't expect decisive finishes, especially not when it's just all set up. But it was fine for what it was.
Okay. But after that, we did get to see another segment with Seth Rollins and his Daily Show, his version of the Daily Show, bringing out Jon Stewart. And, Jon Stewart, this wasn't a bad guest on Raw. There have definitely been worse. I thought he did a fine job.
He knew stuff, or he rehearsed it very well, or he did his homework and stuff really well. He didn't
he's
really stutter or anything.
He's supposedly a big fan, like a legitimate fan.
Well, that's cool too.
Yeah, for him to at least be able to drop some names.
Yeah,
he did a fine job, and delivered the low blow.
I didn't really
to Seth
get that.
Rollins.
Check it out. I wonder if that was like a legit kick to the nuts, or he tried to kick him on the side.
No, he went straight up. They showed
so
it
I wonder
in slow
if
motion.
Seth wore a cup.
I hope so. If not, it would be quite painful.
I mean, he was ready for the last match of the night, so I guess he was.
Yeah, he had recovered by then. So I don't know.
Quick kick to the nuts.
Doug, what do you think about this segment?
I like Jon Stewart a lot. I'm a big Jon Stewart fan. I like Seth Rollins. I don't give a fuck about this at all. It's just not how I want to see guest stars incorporated.
Yeah.
It's just not, it doesn't make sense to me to do this type of stuff. I know they've got a hard on to fucking do this kind of shit, and that's
they love outside media exposure.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
The sad thing is I'm the target audience for this. I like Jon Stewart and I like the WWE, and I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
So who the fuck else is gonna want to see this? I'm target audience, and I'm like, no thanks.
I don't know when they got together and planned all this stuff, but and it could have been like right when Jon Stewart made that video retaliate, or when when they could have made it then or whatever, or afterwards. But I felt from that video, I was like, oh no, he's gonna go to Raw.
Yeah, I was actually thinking they would have held it off until Mania and have Rollins say, okay, well, you pick whoever you want to face me at WrestleMania, and I'll, tear them to shreds, and, it'd be Randy Orton, something like that. Like, that way they'd have a celebrity at WrestleMania, and it would be incorporated in a good way, where it's not overly distracting.
Well, because Orton is still pretending that he's with the authority.
I was trying to say,
he's got to continue to
sue you.
He's got to continue to play along.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, this might not be the last we see of Jon Stewart, at least.
Let's go ahead and have it be the last.
I feel like it'll last.
I like Jon Stewart, but man, I don't care. It's just not the crossover that I think works.
Yeah.
They don't cross over with the type of shit that I think works. I don't know.
So, I don't know. But we'll see what they have in store. I think that might last until Mania, but we'll have to see. So, next up, we got to see Luke Harper going up against Daniel Bryan. First time we got to see Daniel Bryan of the night. So, they had a pretty solid matchup. What do you guys think?
I thought it was solid.
Yeah?
I missed it. So how did it go?
It went solid.
Anything like that stood out? That was cool.
Hard hitting and fast paced.
What I saw when I came back in was the end part where Intercontinental title is being stolen again.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's stealing titles. Dolph Ziggler or Barrett stole it from Harper, and Ziggler stole it from Barrett. And then climbed the ladder.
R-Truth stole it, and then Harper took
yeah.
it back, and then Ziggler super kicked Harper.
That's correct.
Blah blah blah.
I don't know why Harper needs to be doing all these fucking jobs. He should be better protected than he is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it was necessary at all for him to tap out to Daniel Bryan right here. And I like Daniel Bryan a lot, but I just don't think it's the right call.
Yeah.
Why can't they protect this dude? I don't know.
Got to pay his dues. I don't know. Maybe it'll pay off one day.
Why instead of these old giant monsters that nobody has any fucking faith in, that nobody has any stock or belief in, like Kane and Big Show, why don't they let them go sit on their asses because they're old and tired and probably could use it? And why isn't a guy like Luke Harper the monster that the authority is employing? Why isn't a guy like to get him over by being with the quote unquote top heels in the company and protect him the way that Big Show and Kane is protected? Like, those guys don't need to be as protected as they are. They should be protecting Harper the way they're protecting Kane and Big Show.
I feel like if there's one thing that, and I'm just saying this, but I feel like if there's someone in backstage or someone who has power, there's just one thing they don't like about them or one thing they did wrong, they're going to hold you back.
Mm. I mean, whenever they released Rowan and Harper from Bray Wyatt, why not just keep them as a tag team and have them be what Kane and Big Show
That
are
would have been a
doing?
great spot for those guys.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything for them right now, which you clearly don't have anything for them right now, they could be doing exactly what Kane and Big Show are doing.
Yep.
And they could use it because they would benefit from it.
And they're your future guys.
Right.
So, stop dwindling on the past guys. Start worrying about the future.
It would be one thing if people bought in and believed in those guys, but no one takes it seriously, but they feel the need to protect them the way that they do.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what could have been, of course, but Daniel Bryan does end up defeating Luke Harper. After that, we got another promo, this time from Paul Heyman, and I don't know what pissed him off, but damn, he came out on fire. Talking about everything that's leading up to WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar is going to be there, and talking about Roman Reigns and such. So, what do you guys think about this?
I thought it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, me too. I guess the whole cut the mic on back and forth there was part of the...
I don't think so. I don't know.
I think he just improvised on it.
Yeah.
I think the mic was fucking up, and he's good enough to improvise.
Because it sounded weird, like... that's what I thought it was. They didn't cut him off. It was just glitching or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So that takes us into the main event of Raw. We got to see Seth Rollins going up against Roman Reigns with the Authority in full force on the outside. Rollins ends up getting the victory after Orton caused quite a little bit of interference.
Ruckus.
Yeah.
Let's call it a ruckus.
He created a ruckus and cost Roman Reigns the matchup.
Ruckus.
So,
that sounds like that would be like a name of like a
Uncle?
rapper.
Uncle Ruckus. No relation.
Ruckus.
So what do you guys think about the main event?
Ruckus the wrestler.
Yeah? Ralphus?
Ralphus and Ruckus.
Yeah.
Tag team of the
I
century.
don't remember too much from the main event. The only thing I remember was Orton helping Rollins.
Yeah.
See, I can help.
How about you, Doug?
I don't know, man. I don't know that I have anything to say. I don't know that anything jumped out at me.
Yeah.
They just need to flip the switch already with Orton. I mean, everyone knows that he's going to do something to piss Rollins off, and then there's going to be a match at WrestleMania. Just do it now.
Flip this switch.
Flip the switch.
Flip that shit.
Flip this switch.
Flip.
Flip my switch.
Flip. Game over. So, yeah, after the matchup, everything broke down. And Roman Reigns went on a rampage attacking all of the Authority except for Randy Orton. And that's pretty much how they closed out Raw. So, all in all, it was all right. It was very promo heavy, like we said. But now...
And now, Total Divas with Doug and Tyler. Mostly Doug.
No wonder people call you fat on Twitter.
Shut up! I have to say, I feel like a real diva.
You are a grown-ass woman.
Total Divas time. Okay, so this week we start off.
Total Tyler.
Yeah, we start off with
Total Dickle.
Natalia. Hey man, give it back. Natalia
Total Dutch
and
oven.
TJ. Well, they're everything
Is this a sad
is
story first?
no.
Uh-oh.
Really, there's no
Total Dickwad.
really. I don't think there is any sad stories.
Total douchebag.
Total douchebag. Well, they're getting along. Everything's okay, and she was thanking him for helping her when it came to like her mom, like help remodel all that stuff, the house, and helped her dad, talking to him and all that stuff. Whatever's been happening in the past like 2 episodes. So they're talking about the future. Hey, we need to do something else just in case. WWE. We're not gonna be able to do this forever. So she sets up some modeling contract or goes to some modeling place and stuff. They take some pictures of TJ.
Total D's nuts.
Yeah, these nuts. So they're testing him out. He's like taking some pictures and stuff. He has like a shirt off, and there's these 2 modeling chicks next to him and stuff like that. And Natalia is getting jealous because one is like all up in his Kool-Aid
Total
and stuff.
dipshit.
And then the guy's taking pictures like, hey, let's just do underwear shots. And then So he gets in his underwear. I think they all get in their undergarments. And who says undergarments? So they're taking pictures. She's getting really jealous and all that stuff. But then the shoots it finally ends, and the guy from that company was like, "Well, I think you're good for not for a certain company. I forgot what they said. Not like I don't know what line he wouldn't be good for, but what he would be good for is like sports stuff, like line and stuff like that." But and she finally talked to him. It's like, I got jealous and all this stuff.
Total diary.
Yeah. She was like, I didn't like how that girl was all up there. She's like, her boobs was like all on your back and stuff like that. And he's like, how do you think I feel? And he's like, I didn't really like that either. So that's what he said too. And she's like, well, I'm glad he feels the same way I do. She said that to the camera. So that was pretty funny. And that was pretty much it. Oh, well, one more thing. They were like,
Total diaper.
what the fuck?
I'm trying to think of all the D words I can think of. But after,
Total dick.
I already did that one like at the beginning.
Oh, sorry. And now they're like back together or something like that. He was like, you have my heart at the end or something like that. I don't know. But, so then we go to.
You have my heart, but she's got my back.
I think of all the story that Paige. So she goes to Chrono and it was like, hey, I want a tattoo. It's Chrono and Jerry Lawler. So she sits on Jerry Lawler's lap.
Paige.
Out of nowhere. And like he's a chair. And then so she's talking to them. She's like, yeah, I want a tattoo. And he's like, why you want a tattoo? Then he said something along the lines like, why you want to change your image? We have these figures that came out and stuff, and we don't want to change your image and stuff. So no tattoos. I'll take it higher up and ask them and all that stuff, but I'll say no to tattoos. So later on, she saw Chrono again. She's like, well, I got something to tell you. So I talked to them, and they said no tattoos. And she's like, why'd you say it like that? Because he was trying to joke around with her, but he kind of came off as a dick. But she got pissed off because actually she was with Foxy, and Foxy was saying, or he said, Chrono sold Foxy out because he goes, well, Foxy said that she wouldn't like a tattoo on you either. And so Paige got pissed off. She left. But then later on, she went to the tattoo parlor and stuff. Well, I'm getting a tattoo. I don't care what people said. And like,
what does she want a tattoo of?
I don't know. She either wanted like a tattoo from her shoulder to like the middle of her arm.
Of what though?
I don't know. And then, or a chest tattoo. So when they found her, it was all total setup bullshit because she was at the tattoo parlor and she supposedly called Rosa and Foxy. But why would you call them and say, hey, I'm getting a tattoo, even though they advised you not to? So they show up to the tattoo parlor. We got to stop her. And they had like some fake stuff like that was on her. It was like all like one color at the stencil. It happened. It didn't happen yet. So they also called Natalia in to say, hey, you should, you have to think about your career and all that stuff. But even Natalia's like, it'd be cool to have a tattoo. I mean, I think that tattoo would be cool, but you got to think about your career. And Paige's like, I'm tired of people telling me what to do. I'm pissed. And later on, they did another cutscene there somewhere else. And she's like, well, I didn't get the tattoo. I thought about my career, blah, 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 and that's it. And then...
You like girls with tattoos?
I guess it had to be in certain... I don't know. I've never seen a girl with, like, leg tattoos or whatever. I don't guess girls... They get, like, either arms or...
I've seen plenty of girls with leg tattoos.
Yeah, I guess I haven't. I don't mind. Yeah, I have no problem.
Are you
with that.
particularly fond of, or you can take it or leave it?
Take it or leave it. It doesn't bother me if they have it, or it doesn't bother me if they don't have it. So the next storyline is Cameron and Vinny.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So Cameron is nervous because both the families are coming together to
Is
meet.
this where Vinny proposes?
Yeah. Well, kind of.
Okay.
I'll get into it.
Well, I'm ready to hear this.
So, I forgot who Cameron was with, but she was Eva Marie. She came with. They went to go talk to her father, Cameron's father. She hasn't seen him in a while. Cameron's father used to be I guess a crack addict and stuff, and he did crack like a long time ago, and his teeth is rotten now, falling out, so he has like kind of dentures and stuff like that. So she says she's not embarrassed, but throughout the whole episode, she's embarrassed to have him like with his teeth like that and all that stuff. But she's trying to, throughout the episode, she's trying
Was
to.
he taking his teeth out or something?
Yeah, because his dentures, something's wrong. Like they haven't been fitting right, and it's been hurting his mouth and stuff.
Because I was wondering, like if he just has dentures, that's not necessarily a noticeable
Well, it's like
thing.
a certain teeth are there, and it's like you know how it's like a special mold, and like there's different teeth in different places. He'll
Right.
pop it in, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
But I'm just saying, just because he has it, it's not necessarily noticeable unless he's just like.
well,
flaunting it.
what they made in this episode, like she made a big deal about it. Like, oh no, it's like when you smile and stuff, you know,
Right.
you could tell. And also, he said it bothered him too. He didn't want to go out certain like places in public, but he became a minister, and all that stuff. But he says he's kind of embarrassed a little bit to go out. But Cameron was making a big deal about it, but she says she wasn't, embarrassed and stuff. So they went over there. And then she was like, well, we're going to get the families together. I want you to meet, Vinny's parents and all that stuff. And so they went to, and she said, also, I'm going to help you to make you feel confident. We're going to go to the dentist and fix all this stuff. They went to the dentist, and
What do you mean fixed by having like?
all his teeth, like either
Like
give him new
implants or
dentures or like that, or whatever they call it, or they didn't really specify, to be honest with you. They went there, and she told what was the problem and all this stuff, and she was like, the whole time, Cameron was like, hey, can we get this done in 1 week? And they were like, no, we can't get done with this in 1 week.
a lot of shit, huh?
Yeah, she kept on saying, 1 week, 1 week. It's like, no, we can't. So she was bummed out about that. And then she took, because he when they went to the store to get, like, new clothes, and he's like, are you embarrassed of me? Because he, like, talked to her, and she's like, no, I just want everything to go good for the meeting and all that stuff between the families.
And also, I'm super embarrassed to be.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So both the families got together.
Well, I would imagine that's a complicated issue. I would imagine it's a little bit deeper than just embarrassment of the dentures. She probably has some like deep feelings of like resentfulness and stuff because of his past as a
It could be.
and stuff.
Could be, yeah.
I'd imagine it's probably a little deeper of an issue than just his teeth.
But she made it sound like that, though.
Maybe so. You saw it, I didn't, so I'm gonna take you at your word.
So
Total denture.
yeah, total dentures. So Cameron's family got there first at the restaurant, and Vinny was there too. And she had, like, pulled the father aside and was like, hey, can you put your dentures? She said that to him. He
Put
was
them
like,
in.
yeah, put them in. I assume.
Oh, he's not wearing it because it bothers him. It hurts him. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so, and he did for her
Gotcha.
and all that stuff. So they're sitting down waiting for Vinny's parents. And then Vinny was like, I forgot his name. It was like, Mr. So-and-so, can I talk to you? So they went off to another table in the back somewhere. And he was like, I would like to get your blessing to propose to your daughter.
Oh, they're gonna do it on the season finale.
Well, something goofy is about to happen. So I'll tell
Okay.
you.
I'm jumping the gun here. I'm
And
sorry.
he was like, well, I would like to propose to her down the line. I would like to get your blessing. He's like, yeah. He's like, first time I met you, I felt like you were a son to me and all stuff. You take care of my daughter. I appreciate that, all that, and blah, blah, blah.
Damn, Skippy.
And then, Cameron's whole time was like, why does he talk to my dad for, blah, blah, blah. Then,
Total damnation.
yeah. Then they, later on, they all go back to the table. And then here comes Vinny's parents. And they're all interacting and all this stuff.
Is Vinny's parents cool?
They really only show the dad. I mean, they show the mom, but she don't really talk. The dad talks.
Does he like Vinny?
No, you don't see him like Vinny.
I mean, how Vinny talks, he's totally not accent wise, but
He has
you know how
more of an
Vinny's
accent.
Like, no, not accent wise, but you know how Vinny's like the maybe
No, he don't talk like that.
cadence, maybe I don't know the word I'm looking for. Not accent wise, but you know how Vinny like his speech pattern is almost.
No,
Okay, never mind. It's not important.
it's different.
Total difference.
And then it's like his dad and her dad were talking, like, see what they were, what they do professionally and all that stuff. They were talking about that. And then it cuts to the scene where they're all at the table. And then Cameron's dad gets up and is like, it's like, I would like I guess he said make a toast. And he goes, my daughter's fiance right here just asked me if he can propose to my daughter. They're both like, what?
Oh yeah,
So he kind of ruined it.
right.
So it was quite comical. And but I just want to say these are two good kids and made good little speech and all that stuff. And
But
then,
they're not engaged yet.
no.
Did Vinny try to stop him? Was he like waving him off, like giving him the?
He was
no?
kind of like, oh man. But then they kind of turned into a feel good moment, I guess, at the end. But
What
then
did she say about it?
she's like, what's going on here? And he's like, well, I did want to go talk to your dad about proposing to you. And he's like, oh, where's the ring? I was like, well, I actually said down the line, but then
Actually, I was keeping my options. open.
yeah, I was keeping my options open, babe. And then I guess since the dad made a speech, then Vinny's dad felt like he had to stand up and say something too. So it was
Yeah.
quite hilarious, and then they try to make it into a feel-good moment. Then at the end, when everyone's leaving, Cameron pulls her dad to the side, and she's crying. She's like, I want to apologize to you because when I said I was embarrassed, and I said I wasn't, I was, and I didn't mean to, be like that, and I'm sorry. They hugged it out, and everything was good.
Nobody gave any speeches whenever you got engaged. Did someone give a speech? Someone talk?
Mm-mm.
Are you? Maybe so, huh?
When you're engaged,
Yeah,
you can
but you had-
for a celebration,
Right.
like someone can make a toast, but no one did.
Someone did it.
It's not
mine.
required.
Do you think that? Oh well, I would inquire further. I mean, I was there, but I would further that out if you were included in the segment. If you don't just so rudely step out on the segment every time, then I would include you in it. But
I give you your time to shine. That's what it is.
I forgot, like the Bellas made appearances throughout.
he's insinuating that Total Divas is our time to shine, and the rest of the show is Total Daniel. Total
is.
Daniel.
It is. Total Daniel.
I got more of that.
You guys are nothing without me.
Are you a little nervous about? I'm not nervous, but how do you think Noah's gonna do speech wise? Noah's gonna have to give a speech. You know that, right?
Yeah,
You know you're gonna have to give a speech.
I gotta give a speech.
For me.
Oh yeah,
Well,
for him. I thought you mean why do I have to give a speech for my thing? No, I have. No, I mean I've been brainstorming already.
Pop quiz. It's Daniel's wedding day. You have to give a speech right now.
Right now?
Yeah, wing it. Improv.
I'm not
Let's-
prepared.
I know you're not. That's the point. This is improv. It's supposed to be.
You dropped
fun.
all your cards. Go.
Okay.
And try not to make it like too good because you don't want him to be like unsurprised when you actually
Like
have to
the
do it.
podcast one was much better.
You just mic up an iPod and like play this one again.
It's like I'm not gonna say it. Listen to this shit. Though.
I'll be your hype man. You'll be like you're like spitting and it'll all come in hype man stuff.
I'm not prepared.
We're doing this
Right now?
Look, this show is fucking sucked. We have a shitty show this week, and so
Okay.
we owe these people this much.
My family is looking at you right now.
Oh shit.
Your family or his family's looking at
I have
you.
friends and family travel from out of town.
How liquor is this? Is
We'll be providing booze. Don't worry.
yeah, I know. So we're getting liquored up and and we're just waiting.
So it's like ding 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 ding.
There you go. That's good.
Yeah,
Let's
that's a
have
good
everyone's
start.
attention now. Hi, nice to
Hey,
see y'all.
everybody, shut the fuck up! Tyler's trying to say something.
Nice to see y'all motherfuckers here.
Nice to see y'all, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm your hype man.
So, I met Daniel in high school. We were in choir together.
Why?
He was a cool cat.
Is a cool cat.
Well, I didn't know him that well then, but he was always
Didn't even want to know him then.
he was a funny guy. Always made me laugh. But then he graduated, and I didn't see him for a while. So
Total diploma.
then later on, I saw him at Target again.
Hit the mark.
Yeah.
Right in the target. Bullseye.
We started talking again. So
Chat it up.
Total discussions.
from there, we actually became good friends. All stuff when we started hanging out,
Total dudes.
started talking about wrestling.
Prograps.
So, just he's became a good friend and hung out with him all the time. And then,
You got to include Kelsey somehow.
yeah, I am. I'm getting there.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Let the man deliver
I'm
his
trying
speech.
I'm trying to connect this somehow.
Hype man hypes. Talk man
Hype man
talks.
nothing
Good job.
I got nothing to hype. I'm trying to comment.
Then one day,
Oh, no.
there was this girl that popped out. No, I don't fucking know.
Poor just words.
Nah,
Out.
popped out.
Popped out. And several years later.
Shit, I gotta tweak this speech. I don't fucking know.
You do need to tweak this.
Hey man, I gotta get through my wedding, then I will sit down and do it. Crap, I'm like dropping them. Shit, right?
You're not dropping the mic.
You can only drop the mic after you give a killer speech. You can't.
Not drop the mic like that.
You gotta
like
earn that drop.
Ugh.
I mean, you may nervously drop it right now, but
What was it? I remember one day, Daniel told me that this girl has a lot of stuff in common with him, and they watch the same stuff, and it was really cool. They have a lot of stuff in common, and
okay, we're gonna take a timeout. This is 20-second timeout. This is mid-speech.
It's not looking good. I'm just letting you know.
I haven't even started on the speech,
He's
man.
grading your speech.
Yeah.
I have not.
This is
you,
like
you told me to do this. I haven't even started on the speech yet.
This is like best man application right here.
I ain't starting on the speech until after I get married, dude. You're putting me on the spot.
I just like to see you guys squirm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Word.
To your mom.
So is that the end of the speech?
I think
For
he
now.
was telling. He said,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
this shit. I'm not.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
I don't
See
even
y'all
like these
motherfuckers later.
motherfuckers. Came here for the booze.
Came here for the booze. Titties and beer.
Anything else to add?
For Total Divas?
Yeah.
There was also a segment. The Bellas were in there somehow. I don't know what they were doing, but there was the Bellas, there was Dolph Ziggler, and then there was Daniel Bryan. And one of the Bellas was like, "Hey, you remember that match where Daniel carried you through the whole match?" That's what they said to Ziggler. And then Ziggler was like, "Hey, you remember a time where you kept on farting and you couldn't stop farting?"
To the bells, he said?
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just one random little segment. So
That's weird.
that's it.
Girl,
bye.
There you go. You want to talk about Lucha Underground or
No.
no? All right, not this week. All right, check out Lucha Underground. Good stuff.
No.
So with that being said, time to go into the Q&A portion of the
So
show.
are you mad because I was like, make a speech right now? No one expected it to be good. We're just busting your fucking balls.
I need to come up with something, but that'll be after my.
You've got
my
a
wedding.
year. You've got a year. Don't
Oh
worry.
yeah.
Yeah. So time to
Haven't
go
even
into
started
the
anything.
Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Bazooka Majin saying, "Nice show, guys. Question, what pay-per-view has the best name of all time?" That's a tough one. Because it's, well, I don't know. It depends on what you like.
I was fond of Bad Blood.
Bad Blood? Yeah. How about you, Doug?
I like war games.
Yeah.
I like. What else do I like?
I was always a fan of Halloween Havoc from WCW. That was always a favorite of mine.
It's a tricky thing because I feel like it should tell you something about the pay-per-view without being like so like on the nose about it or whatever. So it's like a fine line. I like, man, I'm drawing sort of blank. I like War Games. I like. Fuck.
War Games.
Well, that's been established.
In your house.
In Your House, that was always a favorite of mine as well. I like those.
That's a cheat because that was like a name of many of them.
Doesn't matter. Still counts.
All right, you're counting it.
Any others?
Yeah, I'm drawing a
Don't
blank.
know.
All right, so there you go. Thanks, Bazooka.
Stuff.
So next question comes to us from Flaccid Peepee saying, "Yo guys, good show this week as always, and thanks for answering my questions. My question this week is: have you guys ever been to a WWE event? I will be going
Super Brawl.
Super
I like
Bowl.
Super Brawl.
Yeah, that's a good one. I will be going to the final Raw before WrestleMania. So do you guys have any tips or advice being at an event?
Have fun.
Have fun, yeah. We have been to several events actually.
Yeah, we go all the fucking time.
Yeah. Anytime there's a live event that's in town, we try and go to. We've been to a couple of Raws. I know we went to one in Houston. We went to TLC in Houston. I've been to a Raw in Dallas. We went to WrestleMania and the Raw after WrestleMania 30. And then I went to Raw like back in the 90s when they came to Beaumont.
You.
My tips would be have fun but be courteous.
Yeah.
Like it's all good and fun to be like vocal and have a good time. I would say be conscious of the fans that are sitting around you. Don't be the asshole like cursing up a storm when there's kids around.
Yeah.
Don't be the asshole being your the stupid smart mark kayfabe like listen to how cool I sound guy with fucking kids around.
Yeah.
That's a lame. Nobody wants to hear your bullshit. Let the kids have fun. Don't cuss.
You are not the show. Participate, but just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, have fun, but like be respectful of the crowd around you at the same time. I would say if it's a televised, he did say it's a Raw, right?
It's the Raw before Mania.
I understand the allure of taking a bunch of photos at like house shows and stuff because it's not televised. But hey, man, watch the fucking show instead of trying to snap so many pictures, especially if it's being recorded, because you can just go back and watch the recording. It's all there for you. Like, focus on having a good time. Don't worry about no fucking signs and shit. Like, I feel like too many people are like engaged in like the culture of being
my
at a show.
sign's on TV.
My sign, my pictures. I'm starting cool chants instead of just having it. Like, take the fucking show in. Also, if it depends. I mean, that's my big pet peeve, and that's what I try to do. Also, it sort of like depends on where your seats are, but I have a personal rule for myself that if I'm at a live show, I don't watch the fucking Tron. I want to look at the ring because the Tron gives you the same experience that you get at home. So I feel like it's a more unique experience to make. Even if you have bad seats, I'm trying to watch the ring itself and not the Tron.
Right.
I mean, that's just some shit for me. I don't know. What else do you guys got?
Well, most arenas nowadays, even if you're like in the top seat, you still have a good view.
Sure.
I don't know. Like Doug mentioned, be aware of your surroundings. So if people are being jerks and stuff like that, just if no one else is doing it, go be the guy who grabs the attendant, say, hey, this guy is being obnoxious and unnecessarily loud. Can you see if he can be moved or something like that? I think that was the mistake that we did last time. Instead, we just fumed over it and we're getting ready to kick some ass and go to jail that night. But yeah, I mean, have fun. Take a picture or two if you want, but
don't be the. I understand people want pictures. My thing is, don't make that be your experience. Like, you don't want taking pictures to be your experience. You want the show to be your experience. That is enhanced by having some pictures.
I've seen some people film like the whole thing.
Oh yeah, they'll do that. But also, if you're towards the front of the row of your section or whatever, try not to stand up too much because you always have to remember that You know, I'm 6'2", so whenever I'm standing up, someone who might not be as tall as I am, who's standing behind me, they won't be able to see. So, you know, don't gyp them out of however much they paid for their ticket.
Especially if it's kids.
Yeah, especially if it's kids. Like, you know, when we went to Raw after Mania, we had those front row seats, and we hardly stood up at all,
Right.
just because everyone else could see behind us. Because if one person stands up, then the 2 people who are standing behind them have to stand up. Then the 3 people standing behind them have to stand up. So
Domino effect.
yeah, so you know, stand up and cheer, do the yes chant if if Daniel Bryan's your boy. But then once it comes time, you know, make sure to have a seat and clap and cheer and boo and do all the good stuff that you want to. But, you know, have fun. Make sure you get there early. So if you want to hit up the merch booth, you can with plenty of time.
Intermission, I guess there's not an intermission during Raw, but if it's like a house show, intermission's never enough time to hit the merch booth.
Right.
Probably want to do that before the show.
Yeah, so if you don't mind like missing the pre-show where everyone just kind of filters in, you know, if you're towards the front of the line when the doors open, then, you know, you can be one of the first to hit the merch booth and grab your gear and go. But other than that, most of the stuff you can just get online, and so
don't drink too many beers, you'll have to pee. Don't drink too many sodas, you'll have to pee.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to have to get up. You also don't want to be the person who has to get up every 5 minutes and then expect everyone in your row to fucking.
The last event we went to, or was that at that Raw? The last Raw we went to.
Every 3 minutes, someone's having to get up and go to the concession stand or go to the bathroom, and it's like, good Lord, dude, come on.
Minimize your distractions and minimize being the person who's causing distractions.
Right. Go to have fun, you know. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Find someone who's doing the same chant as you. Give them the thumbs up if you want. And
it's all pretty much common sense stuff.
yeah, well, you'd be surprised how many people.
I guess
today.
not if there's so many people. Don't.
There are a lot of people these days that don't have the common sense. So that's the sad thing. But yeah, so have fun. If you're going to be camera side, make sure you say hi or wave to us or something. I don't know. So let us know. So final question coming to us from Subs. SUPZZZ. So saying, as far as Fastlane, I would have had Bryan win and have Dean win the Intercontinental title, have Seth Rollins versus Dean versus Roman for the IC title to see who is truly the strongest of the Shield and bring back more importance to the title. Bryan versus Lesnar, Rusev versus Randy, Cena could put someone over in the Andre the Giant match, maybe Ziggler, and Axelmania could be eliminated in a second. Not so big on the Taker versus Bray match. Anything you guys would do differently, or do you agree?
Bryan versus Lesnar for sure.
Yeah. I think the majority of people wanted to see that matchup. So
yeah, I mean, I would do Bryan versus Lesnar. I'd do Rusev versus Roman Reigns. I would do I'd probably do Sting Taker because I think they're banking on maybe trying to do it in another year, and who knows if either of those fucking guys are going to be able to do that in another year.
Yeah.
I'd go ahead and just do it now.
I like the idea of the triple threat Shield members.
For the IC title.
It wouldn't even have to be that, but just any match with those three, I think that would be pretty entertaining.
They haven't built to anything that you could conceivably get to from there.
Yeah. But oh well. But yeah. Thanks for the questions. Make sure you submit your questions on our YouTube page, WNS Video, also our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook, and subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Hold up, really quick. I feel like we had a pretty shitty show this week. I feel like it's because of some shit that went down up here, and then also because Raw just wasn't that great. And
yeah.
So I do want to. I feel like I gotta apologize. Hopefully the show will be better, back to normal next week. So I'm sorry that the show was so blah this week. Thanks if you stuck with us through this terrible show. We do appreciate that. We do have the radio show on Sports Radio Beaumont. There's a free app, and this for people who are want to check that out. This week we talked about the Ring of Honor 13th anniversary show. We covered a myriad of hot topics, including the hashtag Give Divas a Chance.
Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe.
Tons of stuff. Nothing that we talked about on this show did we talk about on that show. So it's totally different. So go and check that out if you will. We would appreciate it.
Yeah, and we'll make sure to post when that happens on the Facebook page as well. So thank you.
You can find us on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Yes, follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. Daniel's at WNS_Daniel, and Tyler is at Tyler_Abraham.
So there you go. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Super Slam.
No, you're not. Total dick. I'm Doug.
And we will catch you all
Total
next
Doug.
week.
Total Doug. That's a good one to end on. Total Doug.
Nope.